Hi, this is Kathy Sparrow, Literary Midwife, and I get to play with a lot of really cool authors, and Janice Nissen is one of them. And she's the author of Lizbeth, The Little Lost Golf Ball. So, Janice, welcome. You've got to show the picture of the book because it is just adorable. Can you hold
Yes,
it
I am.
just a little bit more?
I am pleased to hold it up. This is our little baby, Kathy, as literary midwife, that you had a very big hand in helping us birth. And here it is.
Yeah, it's been a really fun project, and we're she's just been out of the womb for about a month now, so we get to
Yes.
raise her from this point on. Okay, you're apparently a golfer. You have a golf sweater on. So I'm assuming this idea for this book came as you were strolling around the course, or maybe after you left the course one day. Tell us how the story evolved.
Yes, it actually did occur during a round of golf. I am what they call a high handicap golfer, meaning that I score a lot of strokes over par. I had happened to have lost a golf ball in a water hazard and went to look for it and didn't find my ball, but found another one. And I thought to myself as I picked it up, I wonder what this little ball has gone through and what sort of little adventures that it has had. And that was sort of the very beginning of an idea. But from there, it caused me to think about the many experiences I've had on the golf course, such as seeing divers rescue lost golf balls out of water hazards, seeing alligators that do come up out of the water onto golf course and scare golfers, as well as the many equipment that you have, many pieces of equipment you have as a golfer, and thought, well, how do we turn this all into a story that could actually help children learn about the game in a really fun and kind of whimsical way by animating these characters? So it took a lot of little twists and turns, but that's ultimately what has been delivered in this book.
And there are a lot of characters in this book, including an alligator, and his
Yes,
is Genji, and a diver, right? Sonya Diver.
exactly.
Yeah, Sonya. And but I think there's what 14.
14 characters, yes.
So this was a big undertaking, and the illustrator was James Koenig,
Yeah.
Freelance Fridge, and he also illustrated my Stanky and Cece adventure series. So it was a really fun way to collaborate with him even more. Um, why don't you open the page to just one of them, and let's, because everyone, I mean, you're all of the clubs have a name, right?
Yes, they do. They do. First of all, I will open it up to the junior golfer,
Yeah.
which is JoJo. And she is a junior golfer that really is excited to have this hot pink golf ball that she feels is really kind of helping her with her game. She's a very dedicated individual to golf, loves everything about it, and they form just a wonderful relationship. And the other characters that you can kind of see here, these animated, a driver, a fairway, a putter. There's also a rake that has been animated for raking out the sand trap. And all of these characters, all along the way, teach Lizbeth, who it's her first time on a golf course, about the game. So, what's a fairway? What's a green? What does par mean? What's a birdie? How do you keep score? But most importantly, that this is a game of mastery. It's a game of self improvement, and that you're always looking to get better and to have the right attitude about playing the game of golf. Because let's face it, and I can attest to this, it can be a very frustrating game. But with children, we really want to make sure that they have the right exposure, to the game.
Mhm. Yeah, it's not a magical thing where they're going to go out and swing the club and then get a hole in one, right? It
Yeah.
takes practice and persistence, and that's what JoJo demonstrates. And what are some of the things that Lizbeth demonstrates? What characteristics?
Well, she has a wonderful curiosity. This is her first time on the golf course, and she's asking lots of questions and she's learning as she goes. She's also very polite in the way that she's interacting with all of these other characters. She has incredible perseverance because, as the title would suggest, she does get lost in a pond, and she never gives up hope that she's going to be reunited with JoJo, the junior golfer, where she has a special relationship. And so, so many lessons of perseverance and not losing hope and learning through others, and developing friendships is really what this book is all about.
And it is delight. I just had so much fun with it. I'm smiling here because I'm remembering some of the lines. You know how there's also some humor in here, and not all of the characters are polite. We have Bully Ball, and he can be a little gruff, but he has a soft side too, which eventually comes out. And yeah, and Genji Gator, maybe he looks a little scary, but he's kind of fun and whimsical too. So, in his big, bulky way, right? And, um, if there were three things you would like your readers, the children to learn, what would they be?
Well, one is that, golf is a game that they can enjoy their entire life.
Mm.
It is a game where you can be outside and interacting with nature, and it's a game where you develop friendships. So it's a game they can play with their parents, with their grandparents, and it's all about self-improvement. So it is a game that I think is ideal, for children. And in fact, a lot of the statistics I've been reading recently is that there's a huge increase in children that are interested in playing golf. And so that's really exciting to see that.
Yeah. Did they explain why that research? Why they?
Um, there was a huge increase in interest in golf during the pandemic because it was one sport you could go out and play because it was outdoors, and that was an appropriate thing to do at a time when you were really trying to limit your exposure to others. And then it just kind of stuck. Then people just really, really enjoyed it and liked it. And there's so many golf courses now that have junior programs, and so they start children at a pretty young age, at 3, 4 years old, of giving them exposure to the game. And it helps because this is a game that takes a lot of time. If you go out and play a round of golf, it's gonna be 4 to 5 hours quite often. And so it's important for children to know where their parents and grandparents have been. Where do they spend their time? Why are they spending that much time? And then how can they get involved in joining in this terrific sport?
Right, right. So, there's a website. It's Lizbeth, the Little Lost Golf Ball.com. We will put that in the show notes because it's the title of the book. And the book is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, bookshop.org, and it's also suitable for 3 to 8 year olds, maybe even older, because it is a teaching tool to help young people get involved in the sport. And it's a great way to spend some time with your grandkids too, or your kids, reading to them, which is also important. Inspire
Yeah,
our children.
I had the chance to read this a couple of times to my granddaughter, and I was amazed. She doesn't know anything about golf because her parents don't golf and she hasn't been exposed to it. but she very quickly picked up on, the main themes in the book. The friendship, the overcoming adversity, and literally, I spent 3 nights there, and every night this was the book she picked up for me to read to her. And so that was really exciting to see that.
Yeah, that's heartwarming it's like, oh, they love it. Love what we
Yeah.
create, because when we create, we're often in a vacuum and you're going, oh, is this going to land any place? And when it does, it's really, really, really exciting. So, um, again, we'll put the website in the show notes, and the website has all of the characters. You can kind of peruse that. Very soon we'll have some uh, coloring pages that can be downloaded. We're working on that now so that you can provide some entertainment to your children too while you're cooking dinner and getting them infusing that excitement about golf at the same time. So Janice, thank you. Um, it's been like I said earlier, the journey is really just beginning, and we're just now sending notices out and spreading the word. And if any of you do go and buy the book, we would appreciate you posting your um, testimonials, your reviews for us. We'd love to see that, and send photos, whatever, and just share the love.
Exactly. I would very much appreciate that. And thank you for this opportunity today to talk with you in a little more depth about the book.
Well, my pleasure. Take care. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.